the bottom of the first inning. No score between Western Kentucky and Northern Illinois here on the Hilltopper Sports Network from Learfield. I'm Brian Klein with Richard Miller. Happy to be with you. On the first half inning, Bo Kaufman gave up 2 singles, stranded both Huskies with a 6-4-3 double play, and that means it's Brendan McPherson's turn, the starter for NIU.
Well, he's their, he's their strongest arm. Interesting, this is his third appearance, third game starting, but he's only pitched 4 innings, so he's got a strong arm. He's struck out 6 runners or hitters in 4 innings. Let's see if he can keep the ball over the plate. He's walked 3 in 4 innings of play.
Leadoff man is Ty Krittenberger for WKU. Shows bunt, pulls back at the chin music fastball at 88 miles an hour. Well, it's interesting you should say that because length really hasn't been a strength of McPherson's, but Mark Reardon for WKU, the head coach, he believes that NIU is going to try to stretch McPherson as long as possible and eat away at most of the innings here in this 7-inning bout.
Yeah, when you're playing 7 innings, your starter can probably go a little bit longer than you would normally have him going in a 9-inning ball game. But it's really strange. This is his third start, but he's only had 4 innings total pitched.
Foul ball back to the screen and a breaking ball outside puts Krittenberger ahead 2-1. And the funny thing is, you would think, okay, 4 innings in 2 starts, he must have been roughed up, but hasn't given up an earned run.
No, his ERA is 0.
2-1. Line drive, right field, and Arado saunters under it to his left, makes the catch, 1 away. Brings Aiden Gilroy to the plate. And the other thing to note with McPherson is that he and Kaufman are both disciples of Wabash Community College, the JUCO ranks, and Rob Fournier, current WKU assistant, the head coach.
Well, I'll be darned.
Gilroy swings from the left side, and McPherson's first pitch fastball is nicked into the mitt of the catcher, Caden Kasabucky.
Yeah, that was a 92-mile-an-hour fastball. As I was saying earlier, this young man, McPherson, probably has the strongest arm of their pitching staff.
0-1. Misses outside at 93 miles an hour. Gilroy was 2 for 7 yesterday in the 2 games with 2 runs, 2 RBI, a triple, and a walk. Wind blowing in from center field, and he lines one back to the screen. So he's behind 1-2 now.
Well, the Hilltoppers this early part of the season is hitting very well. Overall, you've got the first, 6 ball players for the Hilltoppers that are hitting over 300 for the season so far.
Yeah, Gilroy has been fantastic all year long, especially with runners in scoring position, hitting above 500 with runners in scoring position. And that happened a bunch yesterday because Ty Krittenberger was all over the base paths hitting in front of him. Fastball at the brow, 2 balls and 2 strikes. With 1 out, no one on. Here's a fastball, rather a changeup that grazes low in the dirt right by the toes of Gilroy, so we've got a full count. But Gilroy for the year hitting .423. Here's the payoff pitch from McPherson. Upstairs, ball 4.
Yeah. Well, when you take a look at the on-base percentages for the Hilltoppers, it's outstanding. No wonder they're scoring a lot of runs, but they're stranding a lot of base runners as well.
Their last loss against Belmont, they stranded 14 runners on.
Yeah.
1 out and a runner on first base here in the bottom of the first inning. No score for Drew Record. Righty-righty matchup, and a fastball is down the middle for strike 1, according to the home plate umpire Ben Wood. Todd Henderson is umping down the first base line, and Jeff Buttons on the left side.
Well, when you strand that many base runners, you've got to talk about situational hitting, putting the ball in play with so many runners on base.
1 ball and 1 strike after that fastball misses outside. It's something that Mark Reardon has stressed, hitting on the right side of the infield with a runner in scoring position, bunting him over. Situational winning baseball, he calls it. Curveball is low and away. So it's 2 balls and a strike with 1 out. South Central Bank is a proud supporter of Western Kentucky University. Show the world you're a Hilltopper fan by picking up your WKU debit card at any of their locations. South Central Bank, the exclusive provider of the WKU Athletic debit card. Swinging a line drive left field. It's down for a base hit. Drew Record is on first with a 1-out single, and Western Kentucky moves Aiden Gilroy up to second base.
Well, when you're hitting with a hitter's count, it's a lot easier to be prepared to look for a pitch that you can handle. This young man, McPherson, fell behind 2 balls and 1 strike and came right in, and this is what happens, a base hit.
And it brings Tristan Garcia to the plate, who has been lethal against the Huskies so far in this series.
484 coming in.
Does not know what it feels like to record an out against NIU. It was 6 for 6 in the doubleheader yesterday. Fastball high for ball 1. Going to see a lot of high fastballs against Garcia, the shortest player on the team, and according to Coach Raridan, the shortest player in Division I baseball. I say according to Coach Raridan because he's officially tied at 5'4", but he says no way Garcia's 5'4". Slider outside. It's now 2 balls and no strikes.
Well, he's not very big, but it looks like he's a little husky.
Pun intended?
I guess so. A little husky.
Gilroy on second base, Record on first, with 1 out in the bottom of the first inning, no score. And Garcia swings and smacks that one to right field. It's down for a base hit. Gilroy rounds third. He's going to come around to score. The throw is cut off, and Drew Record slides into third. It's a 1-out RBI single for Tristan Garcia, and WKU breaks the seal. They're up 1-0.
Well, he's certainly added to that 484 batting average coming in. He's one of the few seniors on this ball club for the Hilltoppers, which overall is a relatively young ball club.
And Mark Raridan, in his first year, inheriting most of the roster. But like we were talking about before the game, they've changed the way they play despite similar faces on the roster. Kirk Liebert, the lefty, transfer out of Kentucky, takes the first pitch fastball high for ball 1.
Well, he's hitting .317 coming into this afternoon's first game of this doubleheader. Situational hitting is very important. With runners in scoring position, you've got to try to move them over.
Backdoor slider is inside. So it's 2 balls and no strikes to Kirk Liebert. It was 4 for 8 with 4 runs scored. Yesterday in the doubleheader had 2 doubles and a walk. He had the 4 runs. All of them were in the second game. Fastball low. So all of a sudden, McPherson, who is the de facto ace for NIU, is in a very sticky situation. Here in the 7-inning game, he's in the first. He's gotten 1 out. He's already given up a run. Runners on the corners and a 3-ball no-strike count to Kirk Liebert. Shows bunt, pulls back, and takes ball 4 outside.
Yeah, I think one of the things Mark was saying before the ball game was whether or not McPherson can get the ball over the plate. He came into this game with 3 bases on balls, and 4 innings of play. So he's got to stay ahead of the hitters if he expects to stay in this ball game.
Yeah, Raridan described him as effectively wild, but so far it's just been wild. Ty Bodicic at the plate, lefty catcher. Fastball is lined into right center field. Peters is under it, but that will bring a run home. Drew Record tags up to score, and Garcia dives into third, tagging up as well. It's an RBI sac fly for Ty Bodicic, and WKU now leads 2-0.
Well, they're putting the ball in play, which is very, very important. You have to force the defense to make the play. And if you do that, more than likely you're going to keep men on base. First and third now with 2 outs.
Liebert is on first base with Garcia on third. Lucas Ferris at the plate. Runner goes from first. Breaking ball, swing and a miss. Throw over to second is cut off. Runner goes from third, and Garcia is thrown out.
Well, double steal. That's what Mark had called, and didn't work out like he would like.
That retires the side. 2 runs, 2 hits, and a runner left on base. Mark Reardon is having a word with Ben Wood, the home plate umpire. It seemed like he was out pretty comfortably. And we'll give you an update on this conversation on the other side here on the Hilltopper Sports Network from Learfield.